Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you guys there. I was just checking out the NBC World Series' new app. You can find this app at the App Store. All you need to do is type in NBCWS to be caught up on all things NBC World Series.
NBC World Series, it all happens here.
Movie number 16, Ivy. Ivy pitching for the Forsters. Forsters are coached by head coach Bill Pintards. Now here's the starting lineup for the home team, the Lonestar Baseball. Leading off and playing center field will be number 5, Ryan Macphail. Batting second, the second baseman, number 6, Don Denny. Batting third, and playing first base, number 99, Joe Davis. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 2, Caskey. Batting fifth and catcher, number 9, Ronnie Bailey. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 4, Chase Salinas. Batting sixth and seventh and playing left field, number 13, Jesse Rubenette. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 12, Alex Hardman. Batting ninth and DH is number 32, Charlie Overstreet. Pitching for Lonestar will be number 35, Austin Nicole. Coaching staff for the Lonestar Baseball, Aaron Smith, assisted by Jamie Lane. And let's welcome on to the field the Lonestar Baseball.
And hello, everybody. It's baseball time in Wichita. Todd Hook, along with producer, director, engineer Chris Worrell, bringing you live NBC action today. 84th annual get-together here in Wichita of the best and finest baseball players in the country. Championship week has arrived. And this is a Game 2 matchup between the Lonestar Baseball and the Santa Barbara Foresters. The Foresters will be the visiting team, and here is how they'll go. Logan Allen will lead it off. He will be the designated hitter. Brandon Lewis will hit second. He will play third base. Luke Ritter will hit third. He will be in right field. And the cleanup man will be Cameron Warren. He will be over at first base. Michael Newstiffer will be in left field. He'll hit fifth. Hitting sixth, Elijah Alexander. He will be in center. Ryan Cash will be over at second base and hit seventh. Hagan Slade will do the catching and be behind the plate. Braden Zaragoza will round out the order and be at shortstop. Get to the Lonestar Baseball defense in just a moment. And looks like we're going to get started about 8 minutes till 4 Central Time here in Wichita. Temperature 91 degrees. And the wind blowing out to left, 20, gusting to 30. First pitch to Logan Allen, swung on, driven to right. That'll get out in the hole. And Allen, out of University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, will cruise into double with a leadoff hit. Left to right in the outfield for Lonestar, Robinette, Macphail, and Salinas. Caskey over at third. Corman at short, Denny at second base, Davis over at first, Bailey doing the catching, and on the mound, Austin Hinkle out of Round Rock. He is a right-hander. Here's Brandon Lewis out of the University of California, Irvine. He is the third baseman today. Runner at second base, nobody out. Logan Allen drove the first pitch into right center. And that's in there for a strike. Good fastball at 86 for Henkel. Forsters out of the Central California League. 25-5 in the regular season. They won their league. That is how they arrived here. Off-speed pitch floats outside. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lewis out of UC Irvine, right-handed hitter, so right on right matchup. 1-1, here it is. Off-speed pitch is drilled to left field. That hung, that'll get over the head of Robinette. A run will score. And all the way to the wall it goes. And Lewis into third. So just like that, Santa Barbara takes a 1-0 lead. And Lewis in there with a triple. Well, Robinette in left field just found out how artificial surface works. And it got over his head. Here's Luke Ritter. Wichita State shocker. He is in right field today. First pitch swinging and just got a piece of it. Hit .311 in the Central Cal League. They play him near the line in right field, straight away in center, so a lot of room in right center. That is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Ritter. Good to see him. Looks like a balk has been called. I'm thinking Hinkle did not come to a complete stop. So the second run will score, and without an out yet, 2-0 Santa Barbara. 1 ball and 1 strike. That hit him. Or is that off his bat? 1-2. Looks like they're saying it's a foul ball. Certainly isn't acting like it hit him. It sounded like flesh to me, but hey, I'm all the way up here. 1-2. And that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 84th NBC tournament presented by Westar. College night tonight. College student, come on out. 2-2. And they're going to say he went around. Didn't appeal. Home plate umpire said he went around. And that's out number 1. Ritter went a long way, but I'm not sure. He went all the way, but here is the cleanup guy, Cameron Warren, out of Texas Tech. He will be over at first base today. Off-speed pitch, floats outside, ball 1. Warren hitting .250 on the season. Local guy, kind of, out of Midwest City, Oklahoma. He will be a senior over at Texas Tech, 6'3", 230. Big feller. 2-0. Here it is. And it's right down the middle, 2-1. So Warren will be heading back to Lubbock this fall. One more year. And a 2-1. That's a big hack just out in front of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, 1 out, nobody on. 2 runs across so far. Top of the first. That floats outside, 3-2. Logan Allen led it off with a double, followed by a triple by Brandon Lewis. He was balked in. Luke Ritter struck out, and you're up to date. That is just into left field. Good 2-strike hitting there for Cameron Warren. He is aboard with 1 out. Just able to keep his hands back long enough to squirt that one into left field. Here is Michael Newstiffer. Newstiffer, the left fielder today, out of Oklahoma State. Steps in from the right side, hitting .299 on the season. And that's a good fastball at 86 on the outside corner from Henkel. No balls and a strike, 1 out. Temperature much warmer today than it has been. This is the first time the wind has really been blowing out to left all week long. That misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Had a stretch of cool weather where the wind blew in from left. Now it's more seasonable and expected to get hotter. Still very comfortable out here in the shade. 1-1 now to Newstiffer. That is squirted foul down the right side.
Autotech is a one-stop service center for all your vehicle services. Needs located at
1 ball and 2 strikes to the left-hander, to the left fielder out of Oklahoma State.
Oil change.
Out of Carrollton, Texas. And the 1-2 from Henkel. That misses outside. 2-2. It is college tonight. There will be a team parade at 6:30 tonight. And $3 peanuts until 6 o'clock. So it's National Grab Some Nuts Day. I could go all afternoon with that one, but I'm not going to. The 2-2 inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Santa Barbara hitting .290 as a team in the league. Very stingy on the run output. They only give up about 2.2 runs a game. That is to the second baseman. He'll flip to short for 1, back to first in time, and that'll end it. So a double play for Lonestar Baseball gets them out of it. But we've played a half. Santa Barbara scores 2. We'll go to the bottom of the first. We'll be right back.
The city's not just built, it's grown to the needs of people. You make the infrastructure, the muscle, bone, and circulation, so natural to the body of the city that you almost forget they're even there.
Thank you to everyone involved with this year's World Series for the positive energy that you provide. Westar Energy, take it energy to heart.
And welcome back, everybody. Here is how Lonestar Baseball will go. They will be the home team, 20-2 in their league. Ryan Macphail will lead it off. He will play center field. Sean Denny will be over at second base and hit second. Joe Davis will be over at first base. He'll hit third. In the cleanup spot will be Mitchell Caskey. He will be over at third base. Ronnie Bailey will hit fifth and do the catching. Chase Salinas will play right field and hit sixth. Hitting seventh will be Jesse Rubinet. He will be out in left field. Alex Corman will be at short and hit eighth. And rounding out the order, hitting ninth, the designated hitter, Charlie Overstreet. Defensively for Santa Barbara, left to right in the outfield be Newstiffer, Alexander, and Ritter. Lewis over at third. Zaragoza will play shortstop. Cash over at second. Warren will be at first base. Hagan do the catching. And on the mound will be Tanner Bibby. 21 innings of work this past summer in the California Collegiate League Central Division. Struck out 20 and walked 18. He was 1-1 on the season and a 1.69 ERA. Bibby out of Cal State Fullerton. We've got his numbers for last spring. We'll get to those in just a bit. 1, 2, and 3 for Lonestar. It'll be Macphail, Denny, and Davis. Here is Ryan Macphail, center fielder out of Austin. And he will get his first look at Bibby. Bibby, a right-hander. And the first pitch, fisted foul, strike one. 2-0 Foresters. They get two in the top of the first. Wind blowing hard to left. Off-speed pitch just misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 3 hits for the Foresters in the top. And it'll be Lonestar Baseball's time. And swung on and missed. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Bibby. 1-2. Lonestar 20-2. And they are in the championship pools. That's a good fastball in the outside corner. Bibby will go down looking for out number 1. Sean Denny now out of Austin, the second baseman. He will step in from the right side also. And the first pitch from Bibby. Able to check his swing outside, ball 1. Denny, a 5'10", 175-pounder. And the 1-0, that is into right center. Coming hard is Ritter. And he and Alexander will let it fall between them. It's pretty good placement there. I don't think either could have gotten there. And that'll be a base hit for Denny.
Denny records his first hit of the game. Brings up the first baseman, number 99, Joe Davis.
Joe Davis now out of Austin. First baseman. 6 foot 230. Might have played a little football down there in Texas too. They play a little down there. That is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. They love their football in Texas. Ball and no strikes. 1 out. Macphail led off the inning with a strikeout looking. And the 1-0 has popped up. It looks like Cash going to go out, blocking the sun, and makes the play a little bit over his shoulder, glove hand side. That's a tough play, looking right into the sun for out number 2. That'll bring up the cleanup guy, Mitchell Caskey. He is out of Houston, right-handed hitter also. .6'3", 215. He'll be a junior. A little more college yet for him. And the first pitch, that is a little bit low. Ball 1. Bibby out of Cal State Fullerton. And the 1-0. Oh, that's a good off-speed pitch. Good slider with a good sharp break on it. In there for a strike, 1-1. Lonestar out of the Central Texas Collegiate League. And the 1-1. That is bounced to the third baseman, Lewis. He'll go the short way to second. And that'll do it. So we've played 1. Lonestar is going to leave a runner. Foresters lead it 2-0. We'll be right back.
Mount up, take off, and chase the sun. Experience more of what makes Kansas great. And let K-Tag help you get there. 236 miles of road, endless destinations of wonder. Start your adventure with K-Tag. Get your free K-Tag at myktag.com.
Welcome back. Top of the second we go. 6, 7, and 8 for the Foresters. They lead it 2-0 over Lonestar of Texas. Looks like the penalty horn blew. Looks like pitcher will be assessed a penalty for lollygang in ball 1. It'll be Alexander, Cash, and Slade. So Alexander quickly ahead. 2 balls and no strikes. He swings through that one. 2-1. Alexander out of the University of Texas, Rio Grande. Center fielder today. And swung on and missed. 2-2. Hinkle out for inning number 2. Took him 21 pitches to get out of the first. Gave up a couple of runs and a strikeout. Needs to get started early this time. That was a screamer into the stands. Folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Pay attention. Put the phone in your pocket. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That hit him. So he will play that one off his front leg. Alexander down to first base. So the leadoff man is aboard. Here's Ryan Cash, left-handed hitter out of Oklahoma State. Horn blows, and no penalty. It's always umpire discretion. There is a timing component in the NBC tournament. 90 seconds between pitches, and that's fouled back. And 90 seconds between innings and 20 seconds between pitches. Umpire discretion as to who is causing the delay. No balls and a strike to Cash. 345 in the season, good numbers. And that is low. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the second. Foresters lead it 2-0. They get a couple in the top of the first. Pretty good lead over there by Alexander. And the pitch. I guess that was outside. 2 balls and a strike. We have a fantastic view of in and out up here. We're right above home plate. Up and down, not so much. 2-1. That's low and away. Big ballpark here at Lawrence Dumont. 330 down the line, 385 in the alley, and 400 to dead center. Or in my case, driver 7-iron. 3-1. Foresters are the visiting team. And that's high, and they'll walk him. The first walk issued by Hinkle. So a hit by pitch and a walk. Not a good start for Hinkle. Here is Hagen Slade out of Gonzaga. Doing the catching today. And the pitch. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball high. Out of Missoula, Montana. 6'1", 210. I don't reckon anybody's going to run over him today. 1 ball and no strikes. Shows bunt, and that's popped back this way. Just a booth down. So 1-1. Third year in the booth, and I've still yet to get a souvenir. So still waiting patiently. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ooh, good change of pace there from Hinkle. And Slade out in front of it. 1-2. Couldn't find him on any of the statistical rosters. Could be a new addition. First and second, nobody out. And a 1-2. That is down to third. Nice backhand play by Caskey. He will get up and beat Alexander to the bag. So that was some slick glove work by the third baseman Caskey. And 1 out. One out in the inning, still first and second. Slayton down on the fielder's choice. Here is the 9-hole batter, Braden Zaragoza. And looks like they got a runner picked off. It looks like that is Cash. He was going on first movement, jumped the gun a little bit. Hinkle very savvy, able to step off and run him down for out number 2. So 2 down now in the inning, and that'll leave Slade over at first base. So Hinkle with an opportunity to get out of this one without any further damage. Zaragoza out of the University of Oklahoma, 232 this past summer. Right-handed hitter over at shortstop today. That is wide, ball 1. One ball and no strikes, 2 outs now. The runner goes. And the throw down. Not in time. Looked like the ball might have beat him there, but Denny had to get it on the short hop and kind of wait on it a bit. And that'll be a stolen base for Slade. So now a runner at second base with 2 outs. 2 balls and a strike now to Zaragoza. And that's inside, almost hit him. Actually, 2-1 now. It was 1-1 last time, so sometimes I fail to write it down right with the runner going. 2-1 is outside, 3-1. So Hinkle at risk of walking the 9-hole batter here in the top of the second. Hinkle out of Round Rock. Tall, lanky right-hander. That's a good fastball on the outside corner. Pretty good spot. Strike two, 3-2. 6'3", 185-pounder. And the 3-2. That is into center field. Macphail came in a couple of steps, and he'll haul it in, and that'll do it. So we played an inning and a half. Looks like the Foresters are going to leave one. Forester still leads it 2-0. We'll be right back.
If we really put everything in our name that we do, it would look like this. Professional mechanical, electrical, plumbing, structural, telecommunications, civil, transportation, aviation, water, wastewater, energy, land development, planning, field services, survey, geotechnical, materials testing, inspection, 3D scanning, air and water balance, engineering consultants.
Actually, Higgins is what are they got to do? Where did it go? Actually, yeah, Higgins the last name, so Slade is the first name.
Welcome back, bottom of the second. We go 5, 6, and 7. The official score just gave me a visit to update some information, so it'll be Bailey, Salinas, and Robinette. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Ronnie Bailey, the catcher out of Georgetown. And the 1-1, that is in there. Good strike for Bibby. Bibby, 11 pitches to get out of the first inning. That should make just about any pitching coach smile. Swung on and missed. And Ronnie Bailey go down swinging for out number 1. One out in the inning. Here's Chase Salinas, Marble Falls, Texas, left-hander. And that one's bounced to the second baseman, Cash, in and to his right. Picks it up on the run, across his body, over to first in time. So a good play out there by Cash. Salinas runs very well. Just got him by a step. So 2 up and 2 down. Quick inning so far for Bibby. Jesse Rubinette now out of Austin. Left fielder today. First pitch swinging. And he fouls it back, strike 1. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Nobody on, bottom of the second, 2-0 Foresters. And a good change of pace from Bibby. And it's 0-2. 11 pitches in the first inning for Bibby, a strikeout and a hit. 0-2. And that is bounced foul. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Corman would be next. And the 0-2 again. That's way outside. Pretty good take there by Rubinette. 1 and 2. And here it is. Tried to check his swing. They're going to appeal. They say he did not go. That was a back foot slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rubinette, the left fielder. And that is bounced foul. So a good at bat here by Jesse Rubinette. Championship week, game 1 today. Excuse me, day 1 of championship week. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is down the right side, foul. Count remains 2-2. Here it is. Off-speed pitch just off the outside corner. And 3-2. So Rubinette, after being down 0-2, has milked this thing back to a 3-2 count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. Good fastball there from Bibby. Brought the heat. And that'll do it. We have played 2. Lone Star goes in order. Foresters 2, Lone Star nothing. We'll be right back.
Kansas Gas Service delivers natural gas to many of the companies you know, ensuring they have the energy they need to grow and build strong communities, providing cost-effective, safe, and reliable natural gas for a better tomorrow today. Kansas Gas Service.
Of course, proceeds will help send a bet to D.C. Leadoff top half, the 38% of Barber. The dozen hitter, number 17, Logan Allen.
Welcome back, top of the third we go. Looks like a new arm for Lone Star Baseball. Number 10, Brayden Shields, right-hander out of Dripping Springs. 6'3", 200-pounder, be a junior. Looks like Braden just got his first pitch, taste of the pitch clock, so he'll be assessed ball 1 penalty. Top of the order. 1, 2, and 3. It'll be Allen, Lewis, and Ritter. And time is called. Looks like the umpires are going to have a conference about it. They had one of the longest pregame conferences I believe I've ever seen in a long time. So third base umpire looks like he initiated timeout. First base umpire has joined the conversation. There are all 3 of them there along the third base line talking about it. So it looks like they're going to go over to the Santa Barbara manager, maybe explain what's going on to him. Not exactly sure what it could be. New pitcher on the mound, that is Brayden Shields.
pitcher now for the Lonestar Texas baseball, number 10, Brayden.
Well, they had a quick conference with the manager of the Foresters. Now they're back together again, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on. Looks like they're going to go over and speak to the Lonestar Texas manager. Base umpires are back in their position. Nobody out. We're in the top half of the third inning. Foresters get a couple in the first inning, and they were held scoreless in the second. Everybody looks to be satisfied. I'm not exactly sure. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. So we'll get started. And Logan Allen, he fisted that one down the right field line. Doubled in the first and scored. He's out of the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. 326 in the regular season. And a 2-1, high and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. Shields with a different arm slot. He will slide down a skosh, almost a sidearm. And the 3-1 is wide. That'll be a leadoff walk to Logan Allen.
That's a Wichita Federal Credit Union base on ball.
So Henkel started it. He gave up a couple of runs. Got out of the second inning unscathed and has been lifted. Here is Brandon Lewis. Tripled and scored in the first. He scored on a balk. And he takes a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes. Shields 4 balls and a strike so far, so command is an issue early on. Lewis out of UC Irvine. Runner goes. That is through the left side for a base hit. Just out of the reach of Caskey at third. And it's first and second with nobody out. Second hit of the ball game for Lewis. Allen down to second. And that'll bring up the local guy, Luke Ritter. Luke Ritter out of Wichita State. Right fielder today, struck out looking in the first, so he is probably chomping at the bit to get the bat on the ball, and that is wide. Ball 1. He's been in the zone twice. One of them was blistered to left, and the 1-0 is high. 2 balls and no strikes, nobody out, first and second. Allen led it off with a walk, and Lewis is down there at first base with a base hit. And the 2-0. That's high. 3 balls and no strikes. So Shields comes in, and he is at risk of loading them up right here. And the 3-0, high and away. So a 4-pitch walk to Luke Ritter.
That's another Wichita Federal Credit Union base on balls.
So second walk issued of the inning for Brayden Shields. Looks like we're going to have a visit to the mound. Nobody getting loose down there. It looks like this just might be a pep talk. Just remind you, it is college night, and tonight at 6:30 there will be the championship week team parade. $3 peanuts until 6 o'clock and $3 Bud Light drafts. So for $6 you could get a cold one and some nuts. All of this presented by Kansas Strong and the Diabetes Research Foundation. Bases are loaded, and the cleanup guy, Cameron Warren. He is 1 for 1 today, singled in the first. He is out of Texas Tech. And first pitch swinging, fouls it straight back, strike 1. .250 in the regular season. He is over at first base today. No balls and a strike. Nobody out. That's wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Grant Hearn getting loose in the Lonestar bullpen. That is wide. 2 balls and a strike. Shields with pretty good velocity. It's just command that appears to be the issue. And the 2-1. That is drilled to center field. Macphail back and to his right. He'll make the catch on the run. Good play there by Shields in center field. That saved a bunch. Logan Allen will tag and score, and that makes it 3-0 Foresters. One out now in the inning. That was a good jump by Macphail in center. He also took a fantastic route. Here is Michael Newstiffer, 0 for 1 today, out of Oklahoma State. And the first pitch inside. 3-0 Santa Barbara. Runners at first and second, only 1 out. Shields in for Hinkle. And he's given up 1 so far. That's low, 2-0. Newstiffer, $2.99 on the season, playing left field today. They play him deep and near the line and left. And that misses, I guess, outside. 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. That's high and in, and he'll walk him. So the third free pass of the inning issued by Shields. And they're loaded again. That'll bring up Elijah Alexander, center fielder. Hit by pitch in the second. And he takes a pitch high and away, ball 1. Out of University of Texas, Rio Grande. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Looks like the corners are in. That is a flare down the left side, and that'll be out of play.
Tech is a one-stop service center for all of your vehicle needs. Located at 4411 West Central.
1 ball and 1 strike to Elijah Alexander. 1-1. That is almost in the same spot. So good news for Shields and Lonestar baseball. He is ahead in the count, 1-2. I believe that's the first time all day he has been ahead. And the 1-2, that is wide, 2-2. Wind continues to blow out to left, 20 gusting to 30. 2-2. That is bounced to the second baseman. Only play he'll have is over at first. Ball was not hit sharply. Lewis will score, and that makes it 4-0 Foresters. Everybody else will advance. So 2 outs. Here is Ryan Cash, left-handed hitter out of Oklahoma State. Walked and was forced out at third. And that is just up the middle for a base hit. 1 run will score, and the run throw is cut off, and 2-run score. Ball was just out of the reach of Shields and Corman. 6-0 now, Santa Barbara. Throw was cut off, unable to allow Cash to go down to second. So here is Sleg Hagen. Had his name backwards. Runner goes. And the throw is not in time. So a stolen base for Cash. He's in scoring position. One ball and no strikes. That is right down the middle for a called strike, 1-1. Slade out of Gonzaga. He is 0 for 1 today, and that is fouled back. Reached on a fielder's choice and stole a base in the second. And the 1-2, that'll hit him. Way inside. So 3 base on balls and a hit by pitch this inning.
Further sick, Aflac pays cash quick. Please visit the Aflac booth for further information.
Well, looks like they're going to go down and have a look at him. Make sure he's all right. Trainer out of the dugout. We have trainers in both dugouts. So game 2 of 4 today. San Diego lost to Wellington 7-4 in the 1 o'clock game. Feature game tonight at 7 will be the Hayes Larks and Clarinda, Iowa A's. And in the late game will be the Seattle Washington Studs and the Dodge City Athletics out of the Jayhawk League. Looks like Slade is going to be okay. Everybody appears to be satisfied. And that'll bring up Braden Zaragoza. Lined out to center field in the second. He's 0 for 1 out of the University of Oklahoma. First and second. And 2 outs. And that's high, ball 1. Logan Allen led it off with a walk. Lewis with a base hit. Another walk to Ritter. A line out. That is just out of reach of Corman at shortstop. That'll be into left field. So a little flare into left. And Zaragoza is 1 for 2. Credit him with an RBI. Cash will score. And that makes it 7-0. And that's going to be it for Shields. I'll let you know who it is in just a moment. So it looks like the Foresters are going to bat around. It'll be Logan Allen with the new pitcher. So Brayden Shields goes 2/3. Gives up 5. And the runners aboard are his responsibility. Looks like Grant Hearn, 6'2", 205-pounder out of Round Rock. So Hearn will take over. He is a right-hander. He'll come over and try to get the Lonestar club out of the inning. $3 peanuts until 6 o'clock and $3 Bud Light drafts until 6 o'clock. 84th tournament. And it's presented by Westar. Still plenty of baseball to see. When you get off work, come on out. leave your cell phone in your pocket or in your car. I want you to enjoy your time here. Top of the order for the Foresters.
17, Logan Allen.
Allen led it off about 30 minutes ago. He's out of Arkansas Fort Smith. 1 for 1 with a walk. Couple of runs scored. First and second now. 2 outs. And the first pitch is wide. Ball 1. Slade down at second. Zaragoza at first. And the 1-0 swung on and missed. Pretty good change of pace there from Hearn. Third pitcher of the ball game. We're just in the third for Lonestar. 1-1 to the leadoff man, Allen. And that's high and away. Good play there by Bailey just to reel it in. Day 1 of championship week. Just completed a week of pool play. And a 2-1. That swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Logan Allen. 326 in the regular season, so good numbers there for Allen. He is in the designated hitter spot today. Two. That is up the middle for a base hit. They will send the runner. And Macphail up with it. A throw to the plate. Not in time. So very good throw by Macphail. And Slade will score, and that'll make it 8-0. And the slide appears to have taken out the catcher's box. It looks like we're going to have a little maintenance on the catcher's box. Have to have somebody come in and maybe put that back. I guess the catcher's box and both batters' boxes are interchangeable. Looks like big Velcro mat holding them in. So Bailey out to talk to his pitcher while the umpires try to figure out how to put it back. Looks like they need to get all the BBs off the adhesive strip. One thing good about the artificial surface, 99% of the time you don't need any maintenance. You just show up and play. Lawrence Dumont Stadium is all artificial surface except for pitcher's mound. So if you're looking for dirt, you'll either need to go out to pitcher's mound or bring your own. Used to not be a big proponent of the artificial surface until I had to start taking care of a ballpark myself, and then I was a pretty big fan. Could play a lot of baseball. It looks like the umpires are satisfied. And Allen down to first. He will be credited with an RBI. 8-0 now, Santa Barbara. Here is Brandon Lewis. And the first pitch to him, swung on and missed. Strike 1. A little bit of change in velocity from Hinkle, Shields, and now to Hearn. Hearn more of a finesse guy. And the 0-1. That is wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. On the roster, Lonestar brought 7 pitchers. And the 1-1. That swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2, 2 outs, first and second. 6 runs across for the Foresters. here in the top of the third. And that's wide. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis out of UC Irvine. 2 for 2 today. Tripled and scored in the first. Scored on a balk, actually. And singled and scored earlier on in this inning. And a 2-2. That is a little nubber towards second base. Looks like Denny up with it over to first in time, and that'll do it. So 6 runs across for the Foresters. They're going to strand a couple. We've played 2.5. Santa Barbara leads at 8-0. We'll be right back.
Lonestar, Texas 0.
This bud's for the dream and the people bold enough to pursue it. For those who come from nothing and rise to something. It's for those who take everything this country has to offer and make it their own.
Pitch is bent. Now catching for Santa Barbara, number 6, Nico Pacheco. And now playing first base will be number 2, Utah Jones. Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Alex Hardman.
Welcome back. Bottom of the third we go. It'll be 8-9-1 for Lone Star. They trail it 8-0. And the first pitch to Alex Corman. That is outside ball 1. This will be his first look at Bibby. And that is bounced to the right side. Jones is up with it. Over to first in time.
This is a hitter, number 32, Charlie Overstreet.
Oh, 1 out. Here's Charlie Overstreet. And the left-hander out of Dripping Springs. He's the designated hitter. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. And that is a one-hopper up the middle. Barehanded by Cash over to first, not in time. So Overstreet will beat it out. And he is aboard with 1 out.
Records his first hit of the game, brings up the center fielder, number 5, Ryan Macphail.
So Lone Star with a runner aboard with 1 out. They trail it 8-0. They need to get to work and hurry. 25 pitches for Bibby through 2 innings. He gets Corman to bounce out to start it. And Overstreet with a base hit. Top of the order, here's Ryan Macphail. Shows bunt, pops it up. In comes the third baseman, Lewis, and he'll haul it in for out number 2. So 2 outs, small ball trying to be committed by Lone Star, unable to make the sacrifice. New first baseman, Utah Jones over there. And behind the plate would be Nico Pacheco out of Fresno. Runner at first. Here is Sean Denny. And he takes a pitch outside. Denny 1 for 1 with a base hit. He's out of Austin. One ball and no strikes, 2 outs. 2 base hits given up by Bibby. Bibby out of Cal State Fullerton. This last spring he had 19 appearances, 7 starts. He was 3-5. 56 innings of work and struck out 56. 3.86 ERA. Pretty good numbers there for Bibby this last spring. And a 2-0, high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, runner at first base. Utah Jones out of Stillwater, now over at first base. Out of North Greenville. That's wide. So first and second.
That is a Wichita Field training.
Denny will draw the walk with 2 outs.
Brings up the first baseman, number 99, Joe Davis.
Here's the first baseman, Joe Davis. Popped up to the second baseman in the first, so he's 0 for 1. Out of Austin. And the first pitch to Davis. That is wide. Ball 1. So Pacheco out to talk to Bibby. Davis hitting in the 3 spot. Wind continues to blow out to left. So any ball that's elevated will have a chance to get out of here. That swung on and missed. And the bat ends up in the stands. Wow. That's another reason to pay attention at the ballpark. Looks like a souvenir for a young lad. Looks like the young man's going to bring it back. I'm not sure it's any shape to swing. I think it's broken. So Joe Davis will go back and get him another piece of wood, hopefully some pine tar. One ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Corman let it off, bounce out to the right side. Overstreet with a base hit. Macphail flew out, and Denny with a walk. You're up to date. That is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1. That is wide. That's good velocity at 91, but pretty far outside. 3 balls and a strike. We'll see if Bibby can get healthy. 1 pitch away from loading them up with 2 outs. Caskey would be next. That is popped up, left side. Lewis going out, Zaragoza going out. And nobody will get there. That'll land just foul. Off the bat, I thought that would be routine, but the wind does funny things in this ballpark. Wasn't fouled by much. Just wondering if New Stiffer did not see it. Looks like there's some action in the Santa Barbara bullpen. Looks like Hunter Brault is getting loose. First and second, 3 and 2. Here it is. Runners go. That is just foul. Just about foot foul. So the runners will return to their starting point, and we'll do it all over again. Bibby has been very stingy with the runs this last summer, only giving up 1.7 runs per outing. And here's the 3-2 again. And the runners are off. That's high and inside, and that'll load them up.
And say Wichita Federal, base on ball. Brings up the third baseman number 2, Mitchell Caskey.
So it looks like we're going to have a visit to the mound. Looks like the manager, Bill Pintard, is going to go out and talk about it. 2 more games to follow. Plenty of time to get out here. $3 peanuts, $3 Bud Light drafts until 6 o'clock. And after that, $3 Natty Light cans. It is college night. We can't mention beer without mentioning college. All of this presented by Kansas Strong and the Junior Diabetes Research Foundation. Looks like Bill Pintard is satisfied. No changes at this time. Here's the cleanup guy, Mitchell Caskey. He reached on a fielder's choice in the first and was stranded. 8-0 Foresters. Lonestar threatening here with 2 outs. And the bases are juiced. First pitch to Caskey. That is lifted to left center. Not sure anybody's going to get there. Will the ballpark hold it? And gone. So a grand slam for Mitchell Caskey. And just like that, it's 8-4. Santa Barbara. That ball was elevated, got it up in the wind. Wasn't sure it was going to get out. Thought it was going to be in the gap initially, but it kept traveling. And that will be a grand slam. And that looks like that's going to do it for Bibby. So Bibby will be lifted after 2 2/3. He will give up 4 runs on 3 hits. Looks like number 39, I believe, or is that 38? Looks like number 38, Hunter Brelt, out of Kapolei, Hawaii. You can tweet me at Hook Bats if I'm not saying it right. 6'2", 200-pounder out of the University of Oregon, so he's a Duck. He will come in to try to slow down the Lonestar baseball. Mitchell McCaskey just went yard with the bases loaded. Hit the Lonestar within 4. So Brault will take it over here in the 3rd.
the catcher number 9, Ronnie Bailey.
24 innings of work for Brault. And he had a very low ERA. Here is Ronnie Bailey. 0 for 1 today, struck out. He's out of Georgetown. 2 outs. That is bounced to the right side. Cash will charge. He will come up with it on the short hop and over to first in time. So we have played 3. Lonestar gets 4 on the grand salami by Caskey. And we go to the 4th. Santa Barbara 8 and Lonestar 4. We'll be back.
At Davis Moore, we pride ourselves on our ability to provide a safe and reliable driving experience to all of our customers. When we say that safety is our top priority, we mean it. That's why every single one of our pre-owned vehicles goes through a 171-point inspection before it ever goes on our lot. And with our Davis Moore 360 guarantee, you can drive forever, worry-free. So let us prove to you that we have the best car care and best customer experience and why nobody beats a Davis Moore deal. Come by any one of our 5 Davis Moore locations or check us out online at davis-moore.com.
At diamondsports.com. Lead off top out the 4th inning for Santa Barbara, the right fielder number 25, Luke Ritter.
And welcome back. Top of the 4th we go. Score a little bit closer. Forester still lead at 8-4. 3, 4, and 5 for Santa Barbara. And the first pitch to Luke Ritter in there for a strike. It'll be Ritter, Warren, and Newstiffer. Ritter 0 for 1 with a walk and scored a run. So that'll get down for a base hit. That is filleted into right field. So good news for Wichita State fans and Santa Barbara fans.
First hit of the game.
Cameron Warren now.
The first baseman number 2, Udall Jones.
Actually, it'll be Udall Jones. He will have his first plate appearance today. First pitch to him is high and away. Ball 1. Out of North Greenville. He is a local guy from Stillwater. He's a switch hitter, so he will go from the left side with the right-handed pitcher. Hearn out for inning number 2. That'll flared down the left field line, just foul. Just foul by a few feet. One ball and 1 strike to Udall Jones. Took over for Cameron Warren. Warren was 1 for 2 when he exited. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jones. Throw over. And Ritter back in there head first. Throw back over there. Ritter does run well. So he will be a concern for Hearn. Top of the 4th. 8-0 Santa Barbara. Wind still blowing out to left. Looks like about 20. Maybe gusting to 30. Just past 5 o'clock Central Time, 90 degrees. Runner goes. That is to the right side. First baseman Davis He will come up with it, take it himself for out number 1, but the job is done. Udall Jones
Left over number 20.
gets the runner to second base. So 1 out. Michael Newstiffer. Left fielder today hit .299 in the regular season, so good numbers there. He'll be headed back to Stillwater in Oklahoma State in the fall. And that just missed outside. Hearn, the third pitcher of the ball game for Lonestar Baseball. Hinkle started it. Brayden Shields took over in the third, and then Grant Hearn had to come in and get out of the third. 1-0. That's high and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Newstiffer 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Bounced out to the left side in the first. Forsters get a couple in the first, 6 in the third. 11 men batted in the third. That's high and in, 3-0. All 3 pitchers for Lone Star has struggled with command. We'll see if Hearn can get healthy. And that's wide, not even close, so that'll be a 1-out walk to Newstiffer. First and second now for the Foresters. This will bring up Elijah Alexander. 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch. Center fielder today out of Texas, Rio Grande. Bounced out in the second. And that's wide, ball 1. 2 more ball games to follow after this one. Good pitch there by Hearn. That's swung on and missed by Alexander. Hearn upside down in his ball to strike ratio. One, runners at first and second. That is swung on and missed. Just got a piece of it. Bailey able to hang on to it. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That is bounced to the right side. Over to second. That hits the runner in the back of the head. That'll be Newstiffer. So Davis was up with it. Ball was not hit very sharply. Not sure why he just didn't take the out at first base. Really bad angle to throw. And Alexander is aboard with the fielder's choice, and they're loaded up. That'll bring up the second baseman, Ryan Cash. 1 for 2 today, singled in the third and scored a run and stole a base. Cash out of Oklahoma State. Dangerous hitter, 345. Is into right field. That'll get down almost over the head of the right fielder, Salinas. 1 run will score. And the throw is cut off. So Ritter will score. And that makes it 9-4. Everybody else will move up. And that's a base hit for Cash, his second.
Cash records his second hit of the game. Brings up the catcher number 6, Nico Pacheco.
So Pacheco now, he will get his first at bat since coming in for Hagen Slate. First pitch to him. That is outside. Pacheco out of Fresno. 6 foot 200-pounder out of Loyola Marymount. He will be a senior this year. And the 1-0, bases loaded. And that's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Like all the infielders are playing back with the bases loaded. 9-4 Santa Barbara. Off-speed pitches is off the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. Santa Barbara sent 11 men to the plate in the third. This is hitter number 6 of the fourth. And a 3-0 inside, and he'll walk him. So they will walk one in. And that makes it 10-4.
Brings up the shortstop, number 9. Braden Zaragoza.
9-hole man, Braden Zaragoza. 1 for 2, singled in the second. And was credited with an RBI. He's out of University of Oklahoma. Six foot 165-pounder out of Moore, Oklahoma. Still 1 out and the base is loaded. Foresters could blow it wide open right here. They lead it 10-4. That is high, ball 1. So 2 walks in the inning. No action yet in the Lonestar bullpen. That is high. Gotta wonder just who they're saving for what. Two balls and no strikes. And that misses outside. Not a bad pitch by Hearn, but he has not been around the zone in such a long time. That will catch an umpire off guard. So if you want to get the stuff that is questionable, you need to want to pound the zone early. And a 3-0. That is right down the middle for a strike at the letters. 3-1. See if Hearn can battle back and get healthy in this count. Here's a 3-1. That is high and away. And he'll walk him. So back-to-back walks issue. Third of the inning. And another run will score. That will make it now 11-4.
Brings up the hitter, number 17, Logan Allen.
Top of the order now here is Logan Allen. 2 for 2 with a walk. Couple of runs scored. And an RBI. Bases loaded, 1 out. That is through the left side for a base hit. 1 run will score. That would be Cash. And everybody else will move up. So third base hit of the ball game for Allen. He is having a day. That'll bring up Brandon Lewis. 12-4 now, Foresters. Here is Brandon Lewis. 2 for 3 with a triple and a couple of runs scored. UC Irvine. Chance to blow it open right here. And the pitch. That is wide. Ball 1. Some activity now in the Lonestar bullpen. That'll be Jamie League getting loose, right-hander. And the 1-0. That's high. 2 balls and no strikes. Good to see my buddy Kevin Connolly. He was playing for the Heat. Didn't know he was back in the area. Two balls and no strikes now. Ninth man to bat in the order. That's wide. 3-0. 3 walks issued here in the inning. Lone Star Baseball not having a banner day. And a 3-0. Right down the middle for a strike. 3-1. Lewis at third base today. Three balls and a strike. That is high and away, and he walked him.
That is a Wichita Federal credit unit, base on balls.
So that'll walk in another run, 13-4 now. Looks like we're having a visit to the mound. Looks like the Lone Star manager out to visit. Looks like he will take the baseball, and that'll be it for Hearn. So Hearn comes in the third. Gets out of it and gets one out here in the fourth. And unable to finish. So he will be lifted. So the fourth pitcher of the ball game. Looks like that'll be number 15, Jamie League. So he will come on in the fourth with one out. Fourth pitcher of the game. Austin Hinkle started. Went a couple of innings. Brayden Shields took over. Unable to get out of one. Grant Hearn came in. Got a couple of outs. And one out here in the fourth. And it'll be Jamie League now. League, a 6'1", 190-pounder out of Austin. So it'll be up to him to slow down the Foresters here. They lead at 13-4. 5 runs across here in the fourth after getting 6 in the third. So he will face at least Ritter and Jones with one out, unless he's able to get one of those tailor-made double play balls. Wellington Heat took care of the San Diego Stars 7-4 in the 1 o'clock game. Hayes Larks and the Clarinda, Iowa A's will be the feature game at 7. And in the late game will be the Seattle Studs and the Dodge City A's. So plenty of baseball yet to see. If you're in the area, come on out. Here's Luke Ritter out of Wichita State. 1 for 2 today with a walk and a strikeout. That's inside, almost hit him. And the 1-0, that's going to hit him. So League will hit the first batter he faces. And that's another run.
Accidents do happen, but Aflac will help you protect your family when they do. Please visit the Aflac booth for further information.
So Ritter now down to first.
Udall Jones.
Allen over to third. Here is Udall Jones. That has popped up, and that'll get down in left field. 1 run will score. That'll get over the head of Rubinette. And the second run will score, and the third run. So second time today that Rubinette has let a ball bounce over his head. And that'll clear the bases. So 3 RBIs for Rubinette, for Udall Jones. And he is down to second base with his second base hit of the ball game. New Stiffer now out of Oklahoma State. A couple of walks and a ground out. A couple of runs scored. So he's 0 for 1 and takes a pitch inside, ball 1. Still 1 out in the inning, 17-4. Santa Barbara. Top of the 4th. And that is wide, ball 2. Like a pretty good pitch, but again, have not been around the zone at all. League, the 4th pitcher to work for Lonestar. That is low, 3-0. And a 3-0. That is in there for a strike on the outside corner. So 3 balls and a strike. Three and 1. That is fisted foul. So this is the first full count I've seen in about 45 minutes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second base. 12th man to bat in the inning. This is Michael Newstiffer. .299 in the regular season, so good numbers. That is popped up right side. That'll make the seats. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes, still 1 out. And the pitch. That is swung on and fouled back. That got a piece of Bailey. Catchers are tough customers. They're expected to do a lot. They block everything. Pitchers depend on them to dig everything out and block everything, especially on the out pitches. 3-2 now. See if League can win the battle. That is a drive to left. That is off the wall. Rubinette plays the carom well. 1 run will score. And a double for Newstiffer. Pretty good pitch by League. It was on the inner half, but Newstiffer able to pull his hands in and scalded to left field. Just a few feet from getting out of here. Looks like a pinch hitter now. Looks like Mathis.
We have a pinch hitter now for Santa Barbara. Number 15, Patrick Mathis. Mathis now pinch hitting for the Forsters.
So Mathis will hit. He's out of Waco, 6'2", 225 out of the University of Texas. Just graduated, I'm assuming. And the first pitch to him is in there for a strike. Left-handed hitter. And figure out how he got away from Baylor. No balls and a strike. Still 1 out. That misses wide. 1-1. 12th man to bat in the order. Actually the 13th. It'll be Mathis. That's in there for a strike at the knees. 1-2. Long day for Lone Star baseball. They trail the Santa Barbara Foresters 18-4. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Mathis. Took over for Alexander. And that's wide. 3-2 now. Still just 1 out. Runner at first base. Swung on and missed. And that is out number 2.
Go strike out this summer with other heating and air brands. Choose Wichita's hometown brand, New York. Go to www.midwestyork.com.
And with 2 outs, that'll bring up the second baseman, Ryan Cash. Got a base hit earlier in the inning and scored. 2 for 3, a couple of runs scored, and a stolen base out of Oklahoma State. And that is lifted to left. Rubinette is there, and he hauls it in for out number 3. So it looks like the Foresters will strand one. They get 10 here in the top of the 4th. We go to the bottom. 18-4 Foresters. We'll be right back.
Won't you come dream with me now, now? Yeah, chasing down a beautiful dream. Won't you come follow me now, now? Yeah, won't you come dream with me now, now?
Fire disjointed in 1934.
And bottom of 4th we go. Monumental task for Lone Star Baseball. They trail the Foresters from Santa Barbara 18-4. 6, 7, and 8. It'll be Salinas, Robinette, and Corman. Brault out for inning number 2. First pitch is sprayed foul.
Autotech is a one-stop service center for all of your vehicles.
Salinas 0 for 1 out of Marble Falls. Right fielder today.
942-0707.
Brault 3-0 on the season. 24 innings of work. And that's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gave up 15 hits this summer and struck out 37. So a good summer for Hunter Brault. That is down the left side foul. Mathis now in center field for Santa Barbara. And that is sprayed foul.
If that foul ball was caught by your vehicle, give Legacy and Washington Insurance Agency a call to make sure you and your family are protected at 316-773-9864.
One and 2. That is fisted foul. Pretty good plate appearance by Chase Salinas. Bounced out to the right side in the second. Lone Star Baseball 20-2 in the regular season out of the Central Texas Collegiate League. 0-2 now to Salinas. That is bounced to the left side. That'll get through for a base hit just out of reach of Zaragoza. And a leadoff base hit for Salinas. He's 1 for 2.
Salinas records his first hit of the game. Brings up the left under number 13, Jesse Rubinette.
Jesse Rubinette, the left fielder out of Austin. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Not exactly the best of days in left field for him. First pitch swinging. That is going to get in the gap, left center, and one hop the wall. They will send the runner around third, and he'll score. So Salinas scores from first base on the double from Rubinette. So Lone Star not done swinging it. Got a big grand slam out of Mitchell Caskey in the third. And one run across now here in the fourth. 18-5 now, Santa Barbara. Here is Alex Corman. 0 for 1 today, bounced out to the right side out of Georgetown. Shortstop today, runner at second base. That would be Robinette. And the pitch swung on and missed. Good fastball at 92 from Buralt. Oh and 1. That is low and away, 1-1. Tanner Bibby started it, went 2 2/3, gave up 4 runs and 3 hits. And Hunter Brault took over in the third. Bottom of the fourth. 1 on, nobody out. That's a good slider in there for a strike. 1-2. And the 1-2, that will be to the left side. Lewis gets it on a big hop over to first, and that's out number 1. Rubenette had to stay at second. And there's 1 out. 9-hole man, Charlie Overstreet. He is 1 for 1 today. Singled and scored on that big bomb by Mitchell Caskey. Out of Dripping Springs. He swings through the first one and misses, strike 1. No idea where Dripping Springs is. If somebody was to happen to know, you might send me a tweet at Hook Bats. No balls and a strike. Learn a little geography. That is foul ball. Pacheco unable to hold on to it. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second, 1 run across. 18-5 Santa Barbara. Wind continues to howl out to left. That's a good change of pace. Swung on and missed, bobbled by Pacheco. He's able to gobble it up and apply the tag for out number 2. Top of the order for Lonestar Baseball, Ryan Macphail. Looks like Pacheco is trying to shake off the ball in the dirt. He is on his knees, wondering why in the world he didn't get into badminton. Said it once and I've said it a gazillion times, and catchers are tough. Just because you have some padding in places, some places it will miss the padding. That's about as far as I can go without drawing pictures. Here is Ryan Macphail. He's hitless today, 0 for 2 out of Austin. First pitch, and he fouls it back.
Auto Tech is a one-stop service center for all vehicle services.
Center fielder today,
For Leavenwood Central.
6'2", 205. Oh, 1. That is inside, almost hit him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two outs, runner at second base. That'll be Rubenette. That is low. 2-1, 2 outs. 12 hits for Santa Barbara, 5 for Lonestar. Santa Barbara has pretty much been in control every minute of the ball game. And a 2-1. That misses. 3 balls and a strike. We'll see if Brault can get healthy. That is lined to the third baseman. Lewis climbs the ladder and snags it for out number 3, and that'll do it for Lone Star. They get 1, leave 1. We've played 4. Santa Barbara 18 and Lone Star 5. We'll be back.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, see what's happening at visitwichita.com.
Stadium will also have some great beer specials starting with our $2 16-ounce Natty Light cans. Since advance now pitching for Lone Star, number 28, Tristan Bayless. Bayless now all around for Lone Star baseball.
And welcome back. We go to the top half of the 5th. It is all Forsters. They lead at 18-5. New arm for Lone Star baseball. Left-hander out of Hutto. 6'1", 190-pounder. That would be Tristan Bayless. And he will face 8, 9, and 1 of the Forsters. Pacheco, Zaragoza, and Allen. First strict pitch to Pacheco is in there for a strike. And it's swung on and missed. Pretty good pitch from Bayless. And he's ahead 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 5th. And the 0-2 swung on and missed. And Pacheco goes down swinging for out number 1. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter, Tyler Hardman.
Into the fence now, pitch hitting for Santa Barbara, number 28, Tyler Hardman.
Hardman out of the University of Oklahoma by way of Corona, California. 6'3", 216. And he takes a strike. And that is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out, top of the 5th. Other than a grand salami in the 3rd. Lone Star has been very quiet. That is swung through and missed. Strike 1. Actually, that's 1 and 2 now. Bayless, a very quick worker. You don't dare look down. That's good for everybody. That's high and away, 2 and 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Two. That is bounced to the right side. Denny right there. He will gobble it up over to first in time for out number 2.
Number 8, the designated hitter, number 17, Logan Allen.
Top of the order. Here's Logan Allen. 3 for 3 today. A couple of runs scored. Actually, 3 runs scored. A couple of RBIs and a walk. So a good day for Logan Allen. 326 on the regular season. And he takes a pitch low, ball 1. Logan out of University of Arkansas, Fort Smith, right-handed batter. That is A hot shot down to the first baseman, Davis. He blocks it, picks it up, recovers, and steps on the bag. And Santa Barbara is retired in order for the first time today. So we have played 4.5, 18-5. Santa Barbara will be back.
Harvard now playing first base.
And welcome back. Bottom of the fifth we go. Could be running out of time for Lonestar. They trail at 18-5. New arm for Santa Barbara, right-hander out of Corona, 6'2", 215-pounder. That'll be Michael Hobbs. And he will come on to face 2, 3, and 4 of the Lonestar owner. It'll be Denny, Davis, and Caskey. Hobbs out of St. Mary's. He'll be a sophomore. And the pitch is lifted to center field. Mathis coming on, and we'll haul it in for out number 1. So 1 out here in the inning.
First baseman number 99, Joe Gibbons.
Hardman now over at first base. Here is Joe Davis. 0 for 1 today with a walk and a run scored. And that is low, ball 1. Davis out of Austin. Did find out where Dripping Springs, Texas is. Nice listener tweeted us and let us know that it was in Texas Hill Country, southwest of Austin. I bet it's in an absolutely stunning area. So thank you for that. So Dripping Springs, Texas, southwest of Austin. 2 balls and no strikes. That is wide, 3-0. Pretty good fastball there by Hobbs, but misses low and away. Steve Strain will have the next one. And Frank Martinez will have the late game. So you're covered. Swinging 3-0, that is driven to right field. And that is, actually that is somebody else. That is not Ritter. Let's see who that is. That is Patrick Mathis now in right field. Ritter has moved over to center. So 2 outs now. Here is Mitchell Caskey. Big home run in the third. Grand slam out of Houston. And he is looking dead red. Takes a big hack. He's down in the count 0-1. No balls and a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. It's a good slider, but misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Good break on it. Also a good take for Caskey. Big grand slam in the third. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first. And that is on the inside corner. He swung through it. Strike 2. So pretty good location there for Hobbs. Wasn't much that Caskey was going to do with that one other than break his bat. 1 and 2. 2 outs. Nobody on. And the pitch. That's inside. Almost hit him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hobbs out of Corona, California. And a 2-2. That's a good change of pace. He swings through it, misses it, and that'll do it. And that'll do it. The ball game is over. Foresters take it 18-5. Here's your totals. For Santa Barbara, 18 runs, 12 hits, no errors. And for Texas Lonestar, 5 runs, 5 hits, and an error. The win will go to Bibby, and Hinkle will be saddled with a loss. Santa Barbara goes to 1-0. And Texas Lonestar goes to 0-1. Next game will be the Hayes Larks versus the Clarinda A's at 7 o'clock. Then the Seattle Studs and Dodge City right after that. So for Chris, I'm Todd saying so long for now. We will see you tomorrow.